Nick Kyrgios' incredible summer continued last night, defeating Russian Karen Khachanov in what was such an incredible match. And one man who had a very close eye on that battle was tennis great John McEnroe. And we are very lucky to have him now after what was a very late night.
Yeah. Not as bad as the other night with Federer.
Not as bad as the other night.
We're all a bit bleary-eyed, though, thanks to Nick last night.
It was the longest match. We're talking about duration, the longest match of Nick Kyrgios' career. And we see the highs and lows, and he takes us on a roller coaster ride, and it's so emotional.
It's incredible.
Just from the outset, I love Nick. Are you still in love with Nick?
I'm a Nick fan.
Yeah.
You know, I coach him in Laver Cup, and he's a great team player. Players love him. I mean, he's gone for many a meltdown during the matches previously, but I'm proud. I got to say I'm proud of him, because what I wanted to see from Nick, and all the other stuff, if he wants to hit between the legs and pull the shenanigans, it's okay. But at least go out and give it that, 100% effort. Aussie tennis players are known for that, so it's been somewhat disruptive to see him sometimes go AWOL and not compete, but I thought he did a tremendous job competing to the very last point, because Khachanov came to play. It was an incredible match, so he's got a lot to be feeling good about.
A little bit of shenanigans, a little bit of showbiz is all good, especially when you win the match. I mean, you know all about that.
Well, I don't know about hitting between the legs and, the shots that he hit. I mean, my dad would have slapped me in the head if I did that. but he actually is unbelievable at those shots. He actually practices those, but when you see him do it at a huge moment, it's like, you're like, what are you doing? But, obviously the people love it. It's given a little showtime to our sport, and people are gravitating to him.
Yeah, are they what? John, I heard you pose a question in commentary the other night saying, why is it that Nick can't get up for his individual matches, and then when he plays team matches, he's fire and he's there, but that seems to have changed. He seems to have found the passion and the fire in his singles matches.
Well, that's what everyone in the tennis world, myself included, have been hoping, that he's got a talent that doesn't come around very often. I think he's the most talented guy the last 10 years in terms of his tennis ability. But you've got to package that with some mental fortitude and strength and will and competition, willingness to compete, and you got to train. The game is faster than it. I know that we weren't quite dinosaurs when I played, but they're hitting the ball awful hard. They've got technology with the strings and rackets. They're going for it. So you better be quick off the mark. And so he needs all three of those, and he's getting there. I mean, it would be unbelievable for tennis if he kept this up.
He's playing in front of a hometown crowd. He's got Leighton and his team sitting in his corner. He's had this change in attitude this year. It's all coming together for him.
Well, it's taken quite a while. I mean, he's 24. He's been on the circuit 7 years, I think. But and believe me, when you sit around and talk to him, he gets it. Sometimes he'll say to me, mate, I just can't do it. It's not me. I mean, I can't go 100%. And I'm like, why not? But there's been a lot of people that he's had a bit of a words with. I mean, Leighton's one of them, and he's one of the ultimate effort guys in the history of tennis. So it had to be tough at times for guys like that to look at Nick and say, why can't you give it the all-out effort? I remember when I first joined the circuit, and I would play someone like Jimmy. You may have heard of him. It's before you were born, but Jimmy Connors.
And
he, I'd go I'd look in the mirror after the match, and I'd say, "Am I trying as hard as Jimmy Connors?" And the answer was usually no. So you need inspiration from players like him, like a RAFAEL NADAL. I mean, because he goes out there and he competes every point. And guess who he plays next? Well, yeah, you got it.
John, we're obviously celebrating Australia Day today. I know one of your favourite Australians is Rod Laver. You think that he just sets the standard of tennis. He is one of the all-time greats. Any other Australian tennis players that you admire?
No, I'm kidding.
What about Ash Barty?
Pat Cash has been an old friend of mine. I mean, he was a bit younger than me. I always loved the way Patrick Rafter competed, and can I say a special word for Peter McNamara, who passed away last year, because he was a friend of everyone in tennis, and I played him in Davis Cup. I came to Perth here way back when in the late 70s and played Peter there, and it hurts to see that he's gone. So he was a guy that I admired. I do like Ash Barty. She seems very humble, and A lot of variety. She, excuse me, reminds me a little bit of myself because she's not particularly big compared to some of the other players, but she gets it done with her variety, and she's a great competitor.
We have to let you go, but
no, I'm not going.
Oh, okay, great.
Let's talk Trump impeachment. No, I'm kidding.
You've got to be joking.
John,
Can Ash go all the way? That's what we want to know.
Ash could go all the way. There's 16 players left. There's probably 10 of the 16 that could win it, but certainly Ash won the French, and it would be nice to see, especially in her home country.
And she's the only young Australian of the year, too, so there you go. Did you know that?
The only young Australian?
She's Young Australian of the Year
just
this
won
year.
Young
That's
Australian of the Year.
She just
She's
been
got
named.
world #1 and Young Australian of the Year.
What does that get you?
It's a part of our Australia
It's a
Day
great
honours.
announcement.
Oh, okay. Do you get a free lunch, or what do you?
You get a free lunch and you get a badge.
You get a free lunch every day of the year.
And you get a title.
And a little plaque.
Hey, John, great to see you and looking forward to your commentary for the rest of the
Thank
Australian
you.
Open.
Appreciate that.